Ashland Alumni. This is the rehearsal video for the Ashland Alumni Chorus of Heathers for the summer of 2020. This video will be used for you to learn the music, and then the recording itself will take place in an entirely different video that is linked in the description below. So once you've learned the music and you're ready to record, check out that video to finish the project. So we'll be singing the finale, 17 Reprise from Heathers, starting actually with Veronica, which will be sung by the Veronica of the cast of Heathers actually at Ashland, and then Martha later on, and then everyone comes in, let's see, at measure 102, and that's when everyone will come in. So that's where we'll begin today. I just want to let you know, the track, I made the track that we'll be singing along to, and it does accelerate throughout. Okay, there's a big accelerando that happens starting in measure 99 and then goes for a really long time. So there's really not a consistent steady beat, so that could throw you off. Just know that it's always increasing tempo. So it'll keep getting faster and faster, so really kind of stay on top of that beat. When you're recording, make sure that you can hear really well. I tried to make the track volume pretty loud when I made it so that you can really hear the tempo in your ears, and then there shouldn't be too many problems with that. So just know that it will speed up, and as we learn it, we'll probably go at a slower tempo as we learn, like we usually do. And then at the end of this video will be just as it will be in the recording video. The track will play and the music will scroll on the screen. So after you learn all the music here that I teach you, then you can go to the end of the video and practice that way with the track in real time, just how it'll be. Okay, so there can't be any questions because I'm recording this by myself, so we'll get started. So we begin at measure 102. You'll kind of have a 3-bar intro while Veronica and Martha are singing, and it'll sound sort of like this. Okay, so let's break each of those down. Number 102, measure 102 sounds like this. Second one sounds like this at 106. It's all in unison, okay? So this is sort of in a background. It says warmly in my score. I typed up the score that you're looking at to simplify it out, so it might not say warmly, I'm not sure, but just know that it's low and it's sort of hushed, okay? And the third one at 110 is sort of the most tricky. It begins with a half step, G to A flat. Listen to that. And then it goes on. Okay, so at 102 it sounds like this. Sing along with me if you want to. And 1. That wrong, but it will sound like, but let's kick back tonight. So watch the slurs. It sounds like, but let's kick back tonight. So we do some slurs there. Just know that you're putting the syllables on the right notes, okay? So that comes right after the third set of woes. So we'll start at 110 and let's go on together. And 1. Go. 2, 1 and 2. Good, okay, and that you should have ended on B. Our final chance is where we just ended. Quickly, everyone, this is really important. At measure 130, for anyone singing alto, the could should be an F, not an E. If you look later, at measure 146, it's an F, and that's correct. So don't worry about that E natural. No, that's a mistake in both this score and the score that I typed up because I didn't realize the mistake until I typed it up. So just know, measure 130, the and of beat 1, or I guess the half note, it should be an F instead of an E for the altos, okay? Let's break the parts down a little bit at 119. The melody sounds like this. Take off our clothes and dance, act like we're rose. So that's sort of the melody. Okay, the altos is just sort of mostly thirds lower. It sounds like this. Ready, and let's go. Listen to that, 'cause this could. Just make sure you sing F there. Yeah, I'll try both parts together at 119. We'll say 1, 2, ready, and. Yes, and this will be faster on the track. Just to clarify again, it's faster what we're learning. On those eighth notes, careful just not to rush them. On the track, it sort of sounds like 17. Okay, it's a little rushed. Try to have it as smooth as possible. Let's go be 17. Okay, and it's fast enough that we definitely want it to be smooth. Let's go on. Final chance. And if you're maybe not quite as much of a music reader, that's just fine. This is in cut time, so you might think that these longer notes are longer than they really are. They're actually pretty short. Final chance. 1, 2, 3, and always be 17. So it's a little faster than you might think, okay? So let's actually start at 'cause this could be. This is from pick up to measure 130. 2, 1, and 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, and we get to die, which turns into 3-2, which we'll talk about in a second. But so you see, this is pretty much just a repeat. I'd like the chance to be on the and of the beat, just as written. So this is in measure 133. Final chance. Let's go beat, or always beat. I'll do it again. Final chance. Always beat. Okay, so let's just make that crisp all together there. And that really will happen, I'm not sure if there's too many other occasions. Same thing with night. Tonight, let's go be 7. Although that doesn't need to be quite as crisp. When we say tonight, we don't really use a t. So sort of use your judgment on that. I don't want a super crisp T. But let's go on to the 3-2 section. This is what all of a sudden it goes into 3 beats in a measure, 3 big beats. So pick up to 146 sounds like, and maybe then we'll never die off. We'll make it beautiful. Okay? We'll sing it now, and maybe then we'll never die. Ready, and 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, and then at 157 we're back to cut time, 2 beats in a measure. So that second We'll Make It Beautiful. This is 155. This is how it goes. And 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And then we get into the beautifuls, which go on forever and ever. Amen. Okay. So let's head back now to the pick up to 149. Never die. And then we'll go all the way through, but we'll do parts separate just for a bit. So if you're a soprano, your part sounds like you'll sing die. And if you're an alto, it sounds like we'll make, that's a little tricky right there. We'll make it beautiful. And then again, we'll make it beautiful. Okay, and then as we go on, I'd like to note that I'd like the sopranos to divide. So if you're singing alto, just stay on the bottom notes here. This is at measure 160 we're going on now. So measure 160, if you're soprano, you will divide. So you both start on C, and then only the top sopranos go up. So it sounds like 1 and 2. So you come back to unisons on all of those C's. Okay, and altos, you just do E flat to G flat to F. And then just note, you keep doing that over and over, and just note that once the tenors and basses come in singing the beautifuls with you exactly, which looks like measure kind of 167, 168 area, altos, then you jump up to G flat only. So instead of, then you just jump to, okay, so you only use those two notes now, there's no more jumping, because basically the tenors come in on E flat instead, so we don't need too much. Okay, so let's truck along to the end. Let's actually just start at, pick up to 146, so maybe you'll have to turn back a page. This is, and maybe then we'll never die, okay? And we're gonna go all the way to the end, and then we'll talk about anything else that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, you're doing great, I hope. Maybe you're just staring at me and watching me play and sing like an idiot, but maybe you're singing along, and that's great. This is just to learn the notes so that you can record it for this really cool project, all right? So 146, so 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So maybe you'll want to count how many there are. Really, just keep doing it until you hear the big band will hit these a cappella chord. Okay, so those can be really good, like, oh, okay, well their band is doing those big hits. And then you know, okay, there's 2 left, or whatever. So whatever you need to remind yourself. Just know on the very last one, it does slow down, okay? So instead of, basically doubles the time that the notes are. So if you're soprano at the end there, instead of, now this time the soprano ones are going to start on E flat instead of C, and then go up. Okay, and altos, you have a tricky one. You've been doing, and you got to end on do or 1 or B flat or whatever you want to call it. So instead of, at the end, you're going to be tempted to want to do beautiful. Okay, but that's the tenor's note. You really, what you want to do is go up. Beautiful. Thanks for watching, everyone, and now we will move to the tenor and basses.